know the folks listening to you and me are going to find this hard to understand. The Mets are totally out of it. There's no way they got anything to do but just play a ball game, and that's it. And yet, right here, for a giveaway of a tote bag, waterproof vinyl with a New York Mets seal on it, we're going to have over 50,000 people.
I don't think there's an empty seat in the stadium. It looks like they're all sold out. People are still coming in here, but it is. It's a great tribute to the fans of New York City, I guess. They've been treated to some pretty good baseball, though, but I don't think any more than the people in Pittsburgh have in the last 5 or 6 years. But it is quite a remarkable turnout here. For a 25-cent tote bag?
That's about what it is. I mean, we had automobiles, a pony, and campers, and through 28,000. This, I guarantee you, ladies and gentlemen, is an absolute sellout, standing room only. They're still coming in, but they give it to everybody that comes into the ballpark, and they're all carrying their Mets tote bags. It's like a haversack is all I can explain, blue and gold with the Met colors on it. Last year, Nellie, you recall, they gave away the little knitted skull caps with the peaks on them, and the blue skull cap with the orange peak and the New York Met emblem. And
they were in the pennant race last year.
Yeah, and my grandchildren wear those things around in the wintertime. They're great. But this is absolutely unbelievable. Well, now, the Yankees are knocking Cleveland Galley West. They're leading 6-0 in the 4th inning. And Milwaukee is at Baltimore. Baltimore has, I think, now they one more game to play than the Yankees.
So I'm not sure. Yeah.
They got one more to play because they're leading by a half game, and you can't win a division by a half game.
New York
lose
has
or win
3.
by a game.
The Yankees have 3 and Baltimore has 6. I think those are.
We'll keep you right up on that one. Now, the Dodgers could clinch today, although they are idle. If they are to clinch, it will be the Giants beating the Reds, and it'll be all over the National League West, as it is in the American League West. Pirates leading the Cardinals by a game. And Rennie Stennett at 295, 7 homers, 56 runs batted in. The outfield swung to the right. Bob Apodaca, 5-6 on the year. As Nellie told you, 4-1 as a starter. Has an ERA of 3.09. A strike is called. Doug Harvey behind the plate. Mark Williams, Jerry Dale, and Harry Wendelstadt. Apodaca, the right-hander, the 0-1. Kicks, comes down. He's outside to Dyer and to the batter, Stennett. Bob Skinner coaching third. Jose Tegon over at first. The wind today can be an atrocious factor. It's swirling. Swing that time, Stennett couldn't save it. Up above us, looking over the stanchions off the right field line, the wind is blowing an absolute gale from right field to left. But the center field flag is blowing from left field to right. So it shows you the swirling conditions. The 1-2 pitch. It's smacked hard toward second baseman Millan. He's up, he throws, 1 out. The first baseman is Theodore. Third baseman Richie Hebner at 297, 18 homers, 67 runs batted in. 1 out and none on. I know a lot of you Pittsburgh Steelers fans will be going down to the stadium for the ball game at 4 o'clock this afternoon with Oakland. Well, while you're down there, go to the advanced sale window under Gate A at Three River Stadium and get your tickets for our championship series coming up with Chicago Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and games 1 and 2 for the championship series. They're available right at Three Rivers up until 4 p.m. at the advanced sale window. So while you're going into the ballpark to watch the Steelers go against the Raiders of Oakland, get yourself some baseball ducats and be with us. Hebner takes it on the inside, 2-0. They've just announced that Milner's out with a heavy cold. Here's the 2-0 ball. Standing room only went on sale here at 1:20. No, that's not the price. I mean 1:20 p.m. Now, isn't that the doggonest thing you've ever heard of? They're going to be over 50,000 for a tote bag in a game with the Bucks. Ball 3, strike 1. This town this park here is the New York Met Park. The Yankees couldn't crack it if they had 7,000 Jimmy Valentines. In low, Hebner walks. Here's center fielder Al Oliver at 320, 11 homers and 85 runs batted in. Nellie, wasn't Apodaca the pitcher against us last year when the Mets were driving for it? Apodaca pitched and he walked a couple that took
That's
him
the
out.
only time he faced it. He threw 8 pitches and unfortunately couldn't throw a strike. It was an unusual situation for a kid to come in. He just got off the plane from California, pitched in the minors, and the first time he ever walked into a major league ballpark. He had a big game today.
Oliver slams up out of the left out of play. The lights, of course, have been turned on here since the start of the game.
He's a good curveball pitcher and not overpoweringly fast. He's not going to strike out too many. But his big pitch is a curve, and if he gets it over, as he did to Stennett, he can be tough.
1 out and 1 on and no score. Al Oliver the batter. Apodaca delivers. And in there for a called strike, a failing fastball. 0-2. He should be Apodaca from Wiki Wachi or something like that with a name like that. Apodaca. No ball, 2-strike pitch to Oliver. Fouled away. He kept it in the zone. Al had to stay with it. Oliver with 192 hits and 94 runs scored. 85 runs driven in, batting a solid .320. You can't say enough about Al Oliver, but you can't say enough about Rennie Stennett either. Here's the 0-2. Inside, made him get out of there fast. 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Yankees lead Cleveland 7-0 in the Cleveland 4th inning. Cleveland just walked in a couple of runs an inning or so ago. Oliver hits one off the plate up off his back foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Greg Nettles hit another home run, so that's one of those runs. 7-0 lead. He is at 21.
A ball and 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. Oliver hits it on a jamming shot back to Apodaca. Throws for 1 on the first double play. Apodaca backhanded that ball, threw it on up to Martinez, who got it over to Theodore. So it's no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. And we go to the bottom of the first. There is no score.
Hi, this is your old superstar, me, Mary Jean. And I'd like you to give a listen to some news from your Chrysler Plymouth dealer that can mean money in your pocket.
Thank you, Mary Jean. You're right. Because money is what this message is all about. Right now, it's year-end clearance time at your Chrysler Plymouth dealers. That means he's tagging every 74 car in stock with a year-end price. Year-end prices on his 8 great small car buys, including Valiants, Dusters, and Scamps, America's best-selling line of compact cars. Year-end prices on his mid-size satellites and full-size Furies and Chryslers. Prices to move them and move them out fast. Because your Chrysler Plymouth dealer knows it costs him more to keep them than to sell them. So if you have to get the most out of every dollar you spend, and who doesn't nowadays, the place to buy that new car is at your Chrysler Plymouth dealers.
You can really clean up on a great year-end deal at your Pirate Land Chrysler Plymouth dealer. All right, Kenny Brett, 13-8 on the year. We'll go with Sanguin, Hebner, Tavares, Stennett, and Kirkpatrick, the infield. Stargell, Oliver, and Zisk. Kenny Brett beat Tom Seaver here back on the 21st of April, 7-0. Tom Seaver said to me earlier, Nellie, on the field, I understand I might be broadcasting the championship series with you. And I said, well, yes, that's a possibility. If the Cardinals get in, I'll be with you against the Cardinals and the Dodgers. But if you don't mind, I like you very much, Tom. I'd like to work with Nellie King and the Pirates against the Dodgers for the championship of the National League.
I hope we're together for another extra week, Robert.
Yes, sir. I sure do want to be with you, Nellie, and going against the Dodgers next Saturday afternoon at the stadium. Now, they could get in today if the Reds lose. The Dodgers are idle due to the football game. Here is center fielder Don Hahn at 244, 4 homers, 26 runs batted in. Stargell out in left field. You couldn't have kept him out of there with a derrick, even though he jammed his knee. Oliver straight away in center. Right fielder's Zisk, not too deep. Hebner deep at third. Coaching at first base, Roy McMillan had Yost at third. Pitch high. He looked like he was going to bunt. Drew Hebner up in there. Ball 1. Milwaukee batting in the second inning, and there is no score in Baltimore. The Yankees are leading 7-0. They've got to win every game. 1 ball and no strikes. There's one through from Kenny Brett, 1-1. Don't forget now, we know a lot of you are working your way down to Three Rivers Stadium and listening to this ball game. Before you go on into the wickets, stop right there at Gate A at Three Rivers and get your tickets for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. High pop foul. It looks like it'll twist out of play. Coming up, it is out of play. Dan Galbraith down there, Mrs. Galbraith. In the fired box down below. It's raining just a little bit, but at least that is clearing the fog out of here. Not raining hard. Don Hahn at 244. Ken Brett, a ball and 2 strikes to him. Kenny kicks, sends a curve, pops him up, and Hebner has a play. Drifts over on the foul side of third. Right by the coach's box, 1 out. Here is second baseman Felix Millan, 268, 1 homer, 32 runs batted in. Nellie, this game important to us naturally in the standings with the Cardinals, but I think also important to watch the performance of Kenny Brett. This is a big one for him today.
No doubt about it. We need all the arms you can get in good pitching arms for the playoffs, if you get into those, and this game is very important from the standpoint you go back home with a 1-game lead and maybe 2, depending on what happens in Chicago.
Foul back by Felix Millan, batting at 268, 1 homer, 32 runs batted in.
John Osborne was of the opinion, I hope Kenny Brett can give us a good game. He said, I think he will. He spent some time talking to Kenny after that last ball game in St. Louis. He was a bit perturbed, but Osborne likes that in a pitcher.
The 0-1. And it's hit foul out of play. The pivotal game in this one, as I see it, was the great 2-1 victory by Royce over the Mets in the middle game. That was a very pivotal ball game.
You beat a guy like John Matlack, you have to get a well-pitched ball game, and Royce really did come up with it. You look back on the big plays, though. We were talking the press room yesterday. That play Sanguine made, throwing Brock out at third base, and a good tag by Hebner in that first ball game out there. Was a big
very big. The 0-2 is hit smack right inside third, extra bases. And Staggio going over to get to it, and Millan has a double right inside third. Speaking of Brock, he held a press conference today in Chicago at 12 o'clock Chicago time. And he read to the assembled members of the media the letter threatening his life, in which a gentleman wrote, or somebody wrote him and said, I have a brain tumor. I have wagered $50,000 on the Pirates to win the National League. And if you upset the apple cart, I'll kill you, no matter where you live or where you go. And he released that to the media today. So poor Lou Brock playing under tremendous pressure out in Chicago. But they have high security around him. Staub takes a strike. Rusty at 261, 19 homers, 77 runs batted in. Obviously, that would be the letter of a man that is not on his mental wavelength of being sane, and it is still a very frightening thing. Swing by Staub, strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. They're going to play Staub to pull the ball. Out at second base, Felix Millan. No score first inning. Staub watches it just a little high. A ball and 2 strikes from Kemmer. Brett against the New York Mets is 2-0 on the year. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Staub. Millan with a double off second. No score first inning. Here comes the pitch. Low and away. Ball 2. 2-2. Balls, 2 strikes. Standing room only here today. Now Brett has his sign. Sanguine sets directly behind the plate and low, and it's hit foul out of play to the left. It is 3:41 down the lines here. 4:10 straight out. In the alleys, 3:71 and 3:96 in left center, right center. Ball 2, strike 2 pitch. High inside, ball 3. Yankees batting in the fifth inning where they lead Cleveland 7-0. Milwaukee batting in their second, no score with Baltimore. Full count to Staub, 3-2. Ooh, almost hit him. Ball 4. Now the Mets have 2 on and the Bucks need a Hoover. Benny Ayala batting at 2-11. 2 homers and 5 runs batted in, replacing Cleon Jones in left field. Jones out for the balance of the season, will be operated on in early October for knee surgery. Now let's see how the Pirates set up the outfield and the infield to Ayala. He is going to be played straight away in the outfield, a little deep to Stargell. Hebner near the line deep at third. And they're starting to maneuver around out in the Pirate bullpen. John Moreland walking over there. Pitch high, ball 1 from Brett. Ball 1 and no strikes. 2 on, 1 out. No score, first inning. Brett delivers. High pop in the infield. Infield fly rule. Batter's automatically out. Rennie standing waiting for it. Has to drift over to his left, but if he had dropped it, it wouldn't have made any difference. The batter would have been automatically out. The runners in it, they may advance at their own peril. That'll bring up the first baseman from Salt Lake City, Utah, George Theodore, playing in place of the ill John Milner. Theodore at 169, 1 homer, 1 run batted in. He pinch hit against us the other night and rammed the double to left. Philadelphia does not score in the game at Montreal. The Expos are now batting. That's a battle there for third place. Montreal 1 game back of the Phillies at third. They have Renko, Rogers, and Torres ready for the Cardinals Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Oh, fly ball left field deep. Stargell going back. Has it measured. Got it. That ball was hit sharply, but luckily Stargell was in a great position deep to begin with, then went back and nailed it for the out. No runs, a hit, no errors, 2 left. At the end of 1, no score.
Hello, me, Mary Jean, our superstar. Tell 'em about our Chrysler Plymouth car.
Sure will, fellas. I'm going to tell them about 8 great small car buys that are even better buys at cleanup time.
Please tell us some more.
Okay, your Chrysler Plymouth dealer has dusters and Valiants and stamps, and they're all going at great cleanup prices.
We want to hear it all.
Listen, did you know that America's #1 selling compacts come from Plymouth? That's right. Same Valiants, dusters, and stamps are America's favorites, so you know they gotta be good. And when you can get them at a cleanup price, that's terrific. 8 great superstar buys. Know what I mean?
Thank you, Dean Mary Jean, for coming through. That's why we love you.
Come on in for a great deal on America's #1 selling small car at your Pirate Land Chrysler Plymouth dealer. Cardinals-Chicago ballgame. The Cardinals take a lead of 1-0 in the first inning. That is Curtis for the Cardinals, Stone for the Cubs. Lou Brock opened with a double, but he was tagged out in a rundown when Sizemore hit a ground ball, apparently off the third base side. Brock trying to go to third was tagged down, and Sizemore, of course, moved into second on the rundown. And then Simmons knocked him in with a base hit to make it 1-0. Cardinals, Cubs now go to bed. All right. For the Pirates, Willie Stargell at 307, 25 homers, 95 runs batted in. Bob Apodaca delivers a curve. He's outside in high, ball 1. The Mets do not total the infield shift on Stargell. Millan and Theodore are full well over. Martinez is still on the third base side of second. Stargell takes it outside from Apodaca. Ball 2 and no strikes. Right fielder Staub extremely deep. Here's the 2-0 from Apodaca. Stargell a swing and a miss, 2-1. Looked like he threw him a straight change that time. Ball 2 and strike 1. Richie's SP on deck batter. 2-1 delivery. Curve outside, ball 3. Stargell drew a lot of walks yesterday. 3 to be exact. Bob Apodaca, 5-6 on the year. Foul back by Wilbur on a fastball up around the chin. That would have been a good power pop for him if he was able to get his bat on it. Wilbur has 82 walks now. The most he ever had was 83, and he just tied that one. Now, here comes Richie Zisk, the right fielder. 3-1-2, 17 homers, 99 runs batted in. No score in the Pirates' second inning, as Stodgel has now equaled his career high with 83 walks. That is career now. We're talking major league level. Zisk is being played as a right center hitter. They gap him out in left center. Apodaca checks. Stodgel delivers. Zisk takes it upstairs, the ball. Telephone is ringing down in the bullpen for the Metsies, but nothing yet stirring down there. Somebody just answered the phone. 1 ball, no strikes. Apodaca checks Stodgel to the plate. Zisk swing, foul back. Yankees have increased their lead 8-0. Still batting in the 5th over Cleveland. Milwaukee batting in the 2nd. No score at Baltimore. Apodaca 1-1 to Zisk. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. 1-2. That's Deke Slayton and McNally going. And, oh, my, right down the middle to Zisk. Not looking. With 1 out, here's Sanguin, batting in the number 6 spot. Batting at 284, 7 homers, 66 runs batted in. Now they'll swing the outfield more radically to the right. And the left fielder, Ayala, is giving Sanguin about 60 feet of the left field line. Center fielder Don Hahn in a little shallow in right center. Apodaca's curve is on there for a strike. Ed Kirkpatrick on deck. No balls, 1 strike. No score. Stodgel at first, second inning, 1 out. Dismissed. One ball, 1 strike. Slow curve spinning in. A ball and 2 strikes. This is Apodaca's first appearance against the Pirates this year. Sanguin lines it to the third baseman, Garrett. He throws back to first, and they double up Stodgel. That's the second time that's happened. It happened yesterday, and it's happening again today. A line drive to third and a throw over to first for a double play. So it's no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left, and they've had 2 double plays. We go to the bottom of the 2nd, no score.
Hello, 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 me, Mary Jean, our superstar. Tell them about our Chrysler Plymouth car.
Okay, me and my friends here are going to tell them how they've been waiting to buy a full-size car. They're really smart, right?
Tell them, Mary Jean.
I mean, it's clean-up time at your Chrysler Plymouth dealers.
That's right, Mary Jean. Your Chrysler Plymouth dealer is getting ready for his new 75. So he's putting a year-end price on his full-size 74 Furies and Chryslers.
Isn't that terrific?
You know, for some people, a full-size car isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. And at cleanup time, it makes a great buy. Fury and Chrysler.
Yeah, sometimes it's smart to wait. Know what I mean?
Sure do.
Thank you, me, Mary Jean, for coming through. That's why we love you.
Come on in for a great cleanup deal on a Fury or Chrysler at your Pirate Land Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
Your baseball host has been your Pirate Land Chrysler Plymouth dealer who has immediate delivery on America's #1 selling compact. Your host now will be Joy, nature's high-protein food for dogs. Higher in protein, and it still costs less than most other brands. Well, a scoreless game into the bottom of the second inning. Teddy Martinez stepping in against Kenny Brett. Once again, here's Bob Prince.
Okay, Nelly, and Martinez at 2-1-2. 2 homers, 41 runs batted in. Mind you, Steeler fans and Pirate fans that are at the stadium right now, too, during the Steeler game, you know, at halftime and all, you can get Pirate tickets for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and the playoff tickets at the Gate A, at the exchange window inside the Gate A lobby at the stadium. Ball 1 here to Martinez. Kim Brett working. No score. Fly ball right field. Sisk is running hard, going back. Going to be over his head. Martinez has a double. He's going to try for 3, and he makes it. Oh, my. Martinez gets a triple. So now, here's Dyer as the sun breaks out here a little bit. And let's see, we'll play the infield back to Dyer, batting at 209. No homers and 8 runs batted in. Ball was hit over the head of Sisk. And then our relay was a bad one. Wasn't good enough. There's a base hit to left. Mets lead 1-0 on a single by Dyer to left field. Three hits in the game, a double, triple, a single, and now Wayne Garrett at 226. 12 homers, 50 runs batted in. Pirate bullpen is up and working. Larry Demery is up. To Garrett, the infield back at second and short, Stennard and Tavares. Curveball in there for a strike. There, swung to the right. Swing, he misses this time. Tried to hit the ball off the left side. Well, you artists, amateur or professional, you're invited to enter the National League Logo Contest in conjunction with its centennial anniversary of 1976. You get a $2,500 prize for the winning logo. The deadline is December the 1st. Send it to the Pittsburgh Pirates. All entries become the property of the National League. Ball outside. Brett getting the sign now. Wayne Garrett out of Sarasota. It's a base hit down the right field line. It's going to be extra bases, I think. This is up firing. Garrett's on his way to second. He's in there. They got a double, and they're after Brett with a hurry here. Oh, he got a fastball up and away from Martinez, and he hit the ball to right. He got it up inside to Garrett. He rammed it.
I got to tell you, Teddy Martinez, Duffy Dyer, and Wayne Garrett just don't hit Kenny Brett like that unless he doesn't have his stuff. They're just not that kind of hitters against a pitcher like that. And Brett's fastball is just kind of non-existent.
So now they bring up Apodaca, and we bring up the infield. Moreland joins Demery. We're caught in the situation where we got to get somebody out in that bullpen warmed up in a hurry. Brett to the windup to Apodaca, swinging a foul back, and he took a woeful cut at that one. Wow. Mets leading 1-0, have runners at second and third, and nobody out in the second inning. And Brett's got to start getting somebody out here in a hurry. We'll get to Apodaca, but we can't give him any 3 or 4 run lead. I can't believe Apodaca will shut us out. But we got to stop him with no more than a couple of runs. Swing and a miss. Reds are batting in the second with the Giants. No score there. No ball, 2 strikes. Apodaca waiting on the 0-2. And Brett just misses upstairs. A ball and 2 strikes. Doug Harvey says to him, pitch a little high. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Into the dirt. Good stop by Sanguin. That saved a run. And if he doesn't stop it, they not only get a run, the other guy comes to third. Sanguin made a fine play on that ball into the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Curve inside. He missed. 3-2. The Chicago Cubs have tied the ball game. Kessinger single went to third on Cardinal's single and scored when Tyson lost Williams' pop fly in the sun. Oh, foul back. Apparently the Cubs are still batting. The game is tied 1-1. Ball 3 and strike 2. Pirate infield up. Runners at second and third, no out. 3-2 pitch. Apodaca is walked. Bases are loaded. And the batter is going to be Don Hahn, who fouled out to third in the first inning. Now the wind has whipped the haze away, and the sun is starting to shine through. Infield now has dropped back to double play depth. We'll give up a run to get 2 in the way of an out. He's a base hit in the center field, and they're killing it. They're going to score 2 more runs, and there isn't going to be anybody out. Don Hahn rammed it, and Brett has nothing here today. Now Don Osborne is coming out. Apodaca stopping at second base. The Mets have had a triple, a single, a double, a walk, and a single in this inning. Nobody out. And Ken Brett has been tagged for 3 runs. And he's handing that ball to Osborne without even an argument. Now Al Oliver's coming in. They're going to be getting the glasses as the sun is breaking through. And the Pirates are going to be going to that bullpen in a moment as soon as Osborne signals with the plate umpire, Doug Harvey. And I think they want Demery.
Don Osborne tells a funny story about when he was a young pitcher and hated to come out of a ball game. And he had a manager one time came out to him and he never looked at you when he wanted the ball. He turned his head, just pulled his hand out. Ozzie used to chew tobacco. He didn't want to come out. The guy put his hand out. He spit some tobacco. He wouldn't give him the ball. He said, "You're going to stay in here. If you don't get him out, you're going to have to fight me in the clubhouse." He said, "I got him out." Kenny Brett went through that situation in St. Louis. He didn't want to give up the baseball, but there was no doubt about it today. He was ready to give up the baseball. He just didn't have it today. And it's a tough thing. He's a great competitor. He wants to win, but physically, when you're not ready to do pitching, it's a tough game when you're healthy, and it's unfortunate he just isn't healthy to pitch right now.
Well, what's the log on Demery while I tote up the damage to Brett?
All right, Demery is 6-6, and of course has no saves, but he had a string of 6 consecutive wins in the starting role. Has not fared too well in his last 2 outings in the month of September in Chicago and also in Montreal, the last road trip we had. But he's pitched a couple of good relief jobs and 1 or 2 batters. Recent times he's worked. And he comes on here with the need now for some very good long relief pitching because the Mets lead by the score of 3-0.
Well, Demery's going to have to stop him. Brett went 1 inning. Nobody out here in the second for 3 runs. That's not too many if we can stop him right here. Because that gives us 7 pops to go to Apodaca. And normally we should against most pitching, score at least 3 or 4 runs, and get back into this game. Both the Cardinals and the Pirates are watching scoreboards. They see the 3 for the Mets up there, just like we see the Cubs have tied the Cardinals 1-1 and still batting the second. But we got to go in the... we got to do it ourselves right here. So Hahn is at second. Check that is at first. Apodaca at second. And Demery will be going to Felix Millan, who doubled inside third in the first inning. Not the ball Martinez hit should have been caught, so.
I'll say it hit the back wall, and Teddy Martinez generally is not that kind of a power hitter. And looking this goes back pretty well, but I truthfully believe he didn't think Martinez could hit the ball that well either, but he sure did.
All right, Demery working now, and we're up at first and third. They suspect the bunt. Millan does bunt. Ebner comes up and grabs it. He throws to Stennett for the out as the runners advance on the sacrifice. Now you got to pop somebody up or strike them out. Staub, who drew an unintentional walk in the first inning, and they're going to put him aboard. They'll put him on to work on Ayala and hope for the double play. This is standing room only here today. Unbelievable. And they're enjoying themselves. So the Mets are winning at the moment, 3-0. Sanguine just said to Demery, now, if you get a one-hopper, you come home to that ball right to me. Don't horse around. Well, let's see how we're going to deploy our infield. The batter is Ayala, who popped the second in the first inning. For the moment, Kirkpatrick's playing up tight. The rest of the infield is back. Watch out for a bunt. Demery has his sign. Starts his motion. Curveball hit out to right field. Coming on toward us this. Running toward the line. Makes the grab. Fires for the plate. Ayala, the catcher, can't get it. And they score a run. The throw is up the line. And so Ayala drives in another run. Apodaca scoring to make it 4-0. That's charged to Brett. And on the throw to the plate, Don Hahn went on to third. Staub remained at first. And the ninth man of the inning is George Theodore standing in. Well, they're ahead 4-0, but that's not insurmountable, my friends. Stop them here, Larry, and we'll go get some points for you. We're only in the second inning. If you're going to have anything scored against you, it's best to have it done early and gives you plenty of chances to come popping. We'll get a couple on. Somebody will go downtown. We'll show you how to get 3 or 4 back in a hurry here. I do believe it. Demery stretching now to Theodore. Inside on the 5th, ball 1. Theodore lined hard to left field in the first inning. One ball and no strikes. On a big chop up toward Rennie Stennett. He's got it. He throws for the out. That'll retire the side. Okay, fellas, that's far enough. They got 4 runs. On 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. Strand the pair. 10-2, lead 4-0. Protein is a vital element in dogs' daily feeding. Joy, nature's food for dogs, contains 25% protein in both its kibbled and chunks of joy. Joy Dog Food is a scientific blend of grains and meat solids that provides your dog with a balanced ration so necessary for good health and habits. This chewy, crunchy, tasty dried dog food keeps all dogs in championship condition. The meat solids it contains are equivalent to 60% fresh meat and maintains a proper balance of protein, fats, calcium, and vitamins that keeps your dog active and alert. So compare labels when you shop for dog food. You'll find Joy, nature's food for dogs, contains 25% protein. Compare that with high percentage with any other dog ration of equal quality, and you'll find that Joy is equal or better. So today, fill your dog's feeding bowl with that high-protein, scientifically balanced dry dog food and watch him jump for joy. Oh, yes, Joy will not cost you an arm or a leg. You'll find Joy Dog Food at your open pantry, payday, and community supermarkets.
A sizable margin here, 4-0 is the Pirates bat in the third inning. Ed Kirkpatrick, Frank Tavares, and a pinch hitter, I believe, will be hitting for Larry Demery. We're losing John Moreland. I guess that's predicated on the fact that we might get somebody on. We'll wait and see what they do with Demery. He may stay around and do some pitching. Kenny Brett again today just did not have. He's had only one game. He's pitched well since he came back from that arm problem. Beat the Chicago Cubs. Since then, roughed up in Montreal, St. Louis, and again here in Shea Stadium. Kirkpatrick batting 7th, hitting at .254, 6 home runs, driven in 35. Well, the Bucks have come back before and got a long way to do it. And let's see if we can do something with Bob Apodaca. We've had a couple of base runners off him. Both times erased on double plays. He takes a strike, Kirkpatrick does, at the knee. Cardinals bat in the third inning, and Chicago and St. Louis tied 1-1. John Curtis, Steve Stone. Change up outside in the count of 1 ball, 1 strike. Announcement that Jim Marshall has been brought back as the manager. But Al Spangler and Hank Aguirre have been cut. Swing and a foul tip by Kirkpatrick. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Somebody else is coming back, and who was it? J.C. Martin, the only coach coming back. Spangler and Aguirre will depart. Jim Marshall has been tied up as the manager for the Cubs next season. Curveball popped up in the infield. Easy play. In front of the plate. Duffy Dyer's got it. That'll retire Kirkpatrick. Mets lead here, 4-0, chasing Kenny Brett in the second inning with 4 hits, a walk to the pitcher, and a sacrifice fly. Tavares will be the batter. John Moreland has stopped throwing, so Larry Demery apparently is going to stay in the ballgame. Frank hitting at .248, no home runs. He's driven in 26. Pirates have had great pitching in this series up until this one. Pitch away, 1 ball and no strike. That's good pitching on this entire road trip, actually, with the exception of the game in St. Louis and this one here today. Tavares lines right to the shortstop, Martinez. Well, he hit a couple of balls out here, but everything right at somebody. 2 up, 2 down in the Pirates' third inning. Demery will come up to hit. Larry hitting at .156. He's had 5 hits in 32 times at bat. Pirates will be back home tomorrow night for the start of the final 3 games of 74. And the National League East still up for grabs. Curveball away. 1 ball and no strike. Tickets are on sale at Three Rivers this afternoon for those games and also for the championship series. Fastball bounced foul off third. And into the Holland drum down the left field line. John Lumpy was telling a funny story about that thing in the minor leagues. They had a guy that used to spend some late hours and thought he wouldn't be pitching that day. He got in the drum and he rolled out the drum and taking the top falling off, and he rolled out too. The 1-1 pitch. Foul right at the feet of the catcher, Duffy Dyer. Montreal on a grand slam home run by Ken Singleton in the first inning, leading Philadelphia 4-0. A win by Montreal would put them in a dead heat with Philadelphia for 3rd place. That's the last money spot. They finished 4th last year. Apodaca's 1-2 pitch to Demery. He struck him out. Pirates go down an order over the front 3 innings. Apodaca on a no-hitter. We go to the bottom of the 3rd, and New York leads 4-0. Your host now is Daily Juice Natural Juice Products. Natural fruit drink concentrate and Daly's Cocktail Time cocktail mixes. Before the Mets bat in the 3rd, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Pirate Baseball Network.
All the good sports are on Pirates. Pittsburgh.
The Mets lead 4-0 into the bottom of the 3rd. Teddy Martinez, Duffy Dyer, and Wayne Garrett. He's got things going against Brett in the 2nd inning. He'll bet against Demery. Martinez triple, Dyer single, Garrett double. And Brett was into a tassel of trouble. He never did get out of it as he takes an early shower here. Demery came on to get the final 2 outs. Martinez tripled over the head of Zisk against the wall in right field to open up the 2nd inning. He takes a fastball apart from Larry, ball 1. Demery, just 21 years of age, brought up when Bob Moose came up with a blood clot late May. The 1-0 pitch to Martinez, in there, taking strike 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. Football score after 1 period of play, Dallas and New York, no score. Sun breaking through now after a very dismal opening of the ball game, a lot of fog and overcast. Pitch away and the count, 2 balls and a strike. Sankey and telling Demery to come down and follow through a bit more. The Sun field right now in left and also center field. The 2-1 pitch, foul, back out of play, and Martinez had a good rip that time. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yankees lead 10-0 over Cleveland. The Jets have taken a 12-10 lead in their ball game in the 3rd period. Just playing Buffalo. Cardinals bat in the top of the 3rd. In baseball out in Chicago, they're tied there, 1-1. Larry Demery winds up the 2-2 delivery to Teddy Martinez, foul back out of play. San Francisco leads Cincinnati 1-0 in the top of the 3rd inning. Houston has a 1-0 lead over Atlanta. But that game out in Cincinnati, the Reds have to win that thing, or they are eliminated from the 1974 Western Division race. Their magic number 1. Sliders away and a full count of 3-2. Pirates have had a tough season pitching-wise. The loss of Bob Moose, Doc Ellis, Kenny Brett, Ailing. But this ball club hasn't given up and has come right back, and they lead the National League East despite all those misfortunes. Foul, back out of play. Dave Justy also started poorly, and we missed him for a week, and that's when the Cardinals got hot, and unfortunately the Pirates went cold. But this club somehow keeps bouncing back some way. 3-2 pitch. Line shot, right side. Stennett bobbles, picks up, throws. He got him. Hey, Rennie Stennett has such great body reaction. He can throw a ball, fall in every which way you want to, and still get something on it, and he did that time. The ball was hit sharply to him, cammed off his glove to his right a bit, picked up, and threw off balance for the out on Teddy Martinez. 1 down, Duffy Dyer, the batter. Dyer lined a single to left field to drive in the first Mets run. He's only hitting .209. That was only his 9th RBI. And it gave you a pretty good indication that Martinez hitting the ball so well to the opposite field and Dyer hitting the left that well that Kenny Brett just didn't have his usual good stuff. Mets lead 4-0, 1 down, nobody on 3rd inning, and the curveball by Demery is away. Ball 1. Pirates' first Eastern Division title was clinched in Pittsburgh. And that's the only one. The 1-0 pitch. Right on the corner, taken by Dyer. 1 ball, 1 strike. In 1971, we clinched the pennant out in St. Louis. 1972, right in this ballpark. But in 70, we beat the Mets in Three Rivers. The 1-1 pitch. Ground ball. Up the middle, picked off by Tavares. Comes up near the bag. He's got him at first base. Good play by Frankie. Going to his left to get the out. 2 up, 2 down. That'll bring up Wayne Garrett. He's been killing us in this series and also in Pittsburgh. He doubled and scored in the 2nd inning. The Mets scoring 4 times to chase Brett. He's tagged with all 4 runs and only 1 inning of pitching. He didn't retire anybody in the second inning. Garrett with 116 hits, 86 walks. He's been on base 202 times despite a 226 average. The pitch by Demery to Garrett, left-handed batter, outside, ball one. The 1-0 pitch by Larry, curveball bends down low, and the count of 2-0. Jim Heasley from Titusville, Keith Hurst from Tynessee, a couple of students at the University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia up here rooting for the Bucks today. 2-0 pitch, down low, ball 3. Now Garrett, who draws more walks than anybody, one pitch away from picking up number 87 on the season. Apodaca, the pitcher, the on-deck batter. Demery's 3-0 pitch. He missed inside or right on the corner. Taken strike one. Garrett backing off and giving way to the pitch. He backed up and caught the inside corner. A dismal day at the start of this game, but a beautiful fall afternoon now. The sun out brilliantly. Fastball up high, and Demery issues his first walk in the fourth in the ball game. Brett issuing 2 unintentional, 1 intentional walk. I stand corrected on that. Demery issued the intentional walk. Brett issued 2 unintentional. Apodaca walked in the second inning. Bat loaded up the bases, and Don Hahn came through the base hit that drove into him. Right-handed batter. Garrett leads from first. Kirkpatrick playing off the bag. Chopping ball to shortstop. Retreating as Tavares gets the out at first. He hurries. He just got him. Wow. Hey, Tavares kind of laid back on that ball. Thought he was going to get a force play at second base, but he had no chance at all after he gave way to the ball and threw just in time to get Apodaca at first base. Yeah, it goes short to first. The Mets, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. We've completed 3, and New York leads 4-0. Well, the overflow throng here at Shea Stadium, waving their tote bags to be given away on Fan Appreciation Day. And it looks like an invasion of Blue Jays or something, I don't know, but they're blue bags and everybody waving them. Sellout crowd here for the final Sunday of the season for the Mets, and it's Fan Appreciation Day. We're down by 4 runs. The Bucks have got to start doing something against Bob Apodaca, who has not given up a hit over the front 3. He walked 1 in the first, 1 in the second, both erased on double plays. Now that means he's faced 9 hitters over the front 3. We're back at the top of the lineup. Rennie Stennett, open, bouncing out to second baseman Felix Millan. Fastball away, ball 1. Rennie on a 10-game hitting streak. Has gone 20 for 45 during that span. Ground ball foul, just off third. Stennett this year has had hitting streaks of 14, 12, 11, and 3 times he's had streaks of 10 games. He has scored 84 runs. Apodaca's 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on a curveball way outside, strike 2. This guy's got a good, sharp breaking ball, and he's throwing a lot of them. Hopefully, they can get somebody on. He can hang on and get the long ball. That's what we've got to have going to get back into this ball game and have the Mets give us a couple of opportunities. Foul, back out of play by Rennie. And the count holds at a ball and 2 strikes. Mets have Garrett, Martinez, Millan, and George Theodore in the infield. Benny Aiello in left, Hahn in center field, and Rusty Staub in right. Apodaca and Dyer the battery. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Threw a fastball right by him. Apodaca is retired 10 in a row. Cardinals lead 2-1. They got a run in the top of the third. Off Steve Stone, John Curtis working for St. Louis. Pirates lead by 1 game. Sizemore singled with 1 out. Smith struck out. Simmons walked before Joe Torre singled left to drive in Teddy Sizemore. And the Cardinals lead 2-1. Hebner, the batter, walked his first time up. Takes the changeup away. Ball 1. Apodaca throws a forkball, or what he does, but an off-speed pitch appears to move away from Hebner. The 1-0 pitch. It's away again, turns over the fastball. 2 balls and no strikes. He's a guy that pitched such a great game back in the 40s, Floyd Gabell, the only game I think he ever won. Find some funny pitchers doing things late in the season. 2-0 pitch. Outside of the fastball, and Hebner eyeballs that one. Ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. The Mets out in front, 4-0, Pirates 4th inning. The pitch to Ritchie, and he's on the corner, taking strike 1. The first time the Pirates have had a chance to look at the pitching of Apodaca, and it takes a while to get accustomed to what he's throwing, his style. Fastball bounced to the right side. Theodore takes it unassisted, and that'll retire Hebner. Now the Pirates, who have hit Jerry Kuzman, John Matlack, and Tug McGraw, not as hard as he could. Matlack not that hard, but the other two certainly are having their problems here with a kind of an unknown Bob Apodaca, who has won 5 and lost 6. We haven't had a hit off him so far. Oliver, the batter, bounced into a double play in the first inning. Ground ball to third, Wayne Garrett. Easy play, and the Pirates go down in order, and Apodaca, no hitters through the first 4 innings. Well, we'll go to the bottom of the 4th, and the Mets lead 4-0. Now we're down 4-0, but Demery closed the door in the 2nd and 3rd. He goes in the top of the 4th against Hahn, Mion, and Staub, and while we've got the chance, let's pause 20 seconds for our local station.
Now more than ever, the Liberty Tubes are a mess. So now is the time to call on the computer. If you're still trying to figure a way to and from Pittsburgh, have your employer contact the computer to get you moving.
John Hahn fouled out in the first inning, but singled against Brett in the second to drive in 2 runs. He's 1 for 2. Leads off the 4th inning. Demery set to work. Gets the side for Matty Sankey, and the windup by Larry, and the pitch underway. High pop-up behind home plate, but drifting out of play. Strike 1. Cubs are out in the 3rd inning. The Cardinals lead 2-1. The 0-1 pitch underway to Hahn. A changeup popped into right field, rather deep, just drifting back near the warning track. He's got room. He's got it 1 down. Now the announcement in the background that this will be the largest crowd for the Mets in 1974. Their previous biggest crowd was 48,736 back in May. You can believe the way the weather looked here today at the start of this ball game. You wouldn't figure anybody was going to play baseball. The threat of rain. Very foggy, a bit of a drizzle, but it's cleared up, and it's been a beautiful afternoon. So aside from the score, with the Mets leading 4-0. Mion, the batter, 1 for 1. He doubled and sacrificed in his 2 plate appearances. He was the first batter Demery faced. Fastball taken, strike 1. Montreal continues to lead Philadelphia 4-0. The Phillies bat in the top of the 4th. Demery's curveball bounces in front of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. New York leading Cleveland 10-2. They're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Baltimore and Milwaukee, no score in the top of the 5th at Baltimore. Does anybody ever score off Baltimore pitching? Boston leads Detroit 4-3. They're in the top of the 6th. Demery's 1-1 pitch underway to Mion. Foul, back out of play. And the count of a ball and 2 strikes. Demery picked up the slack with the loss of Kenny Brett. He came in to do some pretty good pitching. Won 6 games in a row, and he and Doc Ellis got out about the same time. The 1-2 pitch to Mion, just away, and the count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jim Hooker appearing up, telling Bob and me yesterday that he took a look at the scoreboard there when the Cubs took the lead, and he looked in the Pirate dugout. He thought he was looking at a dental society meeting. A lot of shiny, pearly white teeth. Everybody smiled on that. Not too many smiles so far this afternoon. The Pirates trail 4-0. And the Mets, the Cardinals lead 2-1. Neon flips the foul. That'll play down the right field line. The count of 2-2. Never been in a season that has so many emotional ups and downs as this one. The 2-2 pitch to Felix Neon. Hit off the right side. Stennett's got it. A good running grab by Running going to his right. But it was left rather to haul it in. 2 up, 2 down in the Mets' fourth inning. Staub walked in the first inning unintentionally, and Demery put him on in the second inning. It was an intentional walk. Mets have 4 runs on 5 hits. The Pirates, no runs on no hits. 2 down in the Mets' fourth inning. Demery's pitch underway to Staub. It's a fastball down low, ball 1. Staub gave Willie Scargill a restaurant that he told him would be a good place to eat last night, but Scargill felt so badly last night, his leg bothering so much, he stayed in the hotel. Ate there. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball right there. It overpowered Staub. The count of 1 ball and 1 strike. They had a 10-2 score on the board, but it's still 10-0. New York leading Cleveland. They have taken down the 2. Like to take down 4 here. Pitch away. Ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. This is the final road game in 1974 for the Pirates. We have won 36, lost 44 on the road. Done very well. The Tartan surface at Three Rivers, 49-29. 2-1 pitch, hard shot. The first baseman, Kirkpatrick, right into the glove. Kneeling down, he gets in for the final out. A couple of well-hit balls, but right at people here to end the fourth inning. The Mets go down in order for the first time in a ball game. And we've completed 4, and New York leads 4-0. How many of you Pirate fans can remember seeing the great Hannes Wagner? Well, if you're in your 40s or 50s, your only memory of him is probably as a batting coach. White-haired, bow-legged, leaning on a fungo bat beside the cage at Forbes Field. And if you're in your 60s or 70s, you may have a cherished memory of actually seeing the Dutchman as a player. Looping a single to left center and flying down to first, turning the corner at full speed and sailing headlong into second for a double. Hannes Wagner is remembered for his competitive, no-nonsense attitude about baseball. And at Union National Bank, they pride themselves on their competitive, no-nonsense attitude about banking. They're not interested in thrills or gimmicks. And yet, if you come to see Union National, you'll find a full range of banking services. You'll find courteous and professional people. And most of all, you'll find that after 117 years, Union National is still a bank. Member FDIC.
Well, New York fans here are bubbling. Yankees in the 8th inning are batting, leading Cleveland 10-0. And they've just seen on the board for Don Money. Hit a 2-run homer for Milwaukee. And they now lead the Baltimore Orioles 2-0 into the bottom of the 5th. And this is a game that if the Yankees win in Cleveland, as they're doing, and Baltimore should lose, will put the Yankees on top by a half game. Okay, Willie Stargell. He walked in the second inning. Apodaca high and away, ball 1. One ball and no strikes. Outfield around the right. Stop playing in the Sunfield now. Ball high to Starge, 2-0. We need a couple of men on and somebody to take one downtown to get back into this ball game in a hurry. 4-0 New York. We're in the 5th. Apodaca is not allowed a base hit. He's walked a couple, but he's erased them on double play ball. Stargell watching outside. Ball 3, 3-0. 3 balls, no strikes, and the pitch. He puts one on the corner, 3-1. Cardinals lead the Cubs 2-1 in the 4th inning. Cardinals batting. Curtis and Stone in that one. 3-1 pitch. Stargell walks. That's the 3rd walk given up by Apodaca. Second time to Willie. Batter Zisk watched the 3rd strike slide by in the second inning.
Richie Smith, number 22.
pitch. Garrett inside the ball. I remember in 1960, Dick Stewart got the biggest cheer he ever got in his life from about 50,000 people at Pitt Stadium when he hit a big home run to clinch it for us practically. In the ball game, anyhow, in Cincinnati. Here's the 1-0. And there's a high fly to shallow center. Don Hahn flips the ledge, comes up. Well, I'd like to see about 50,000 at Three River Stadium let out a roar all of a sudden, and that would mean for us that we got one going here. Now with one out, St. Guillen lined into a double play in the second inning, standing in. Dyer out chatting there with his pitcher, Bob Apodaca. Nolan Ryan got his third no-hitter of his career. Last night struck out 15, walked about 8. Puts him in some very select category. Fellas that are throwing 3 no-hitters like Koufax. Nolan Ryan is something else. Well, we got to get a couple of base hits. We haven't had a thing that even looks like one. We have hit the ball hard on a couple of occasions, but right at somebody. So we'll hang close and we'll get him. Outfield swung right, gaps out in left center. Stargell at first, a loose hold on him by Theodore. Apodaca's delivery, and this loop foul down the right line out of play. You fans now getting ready to walking around to the stadium for the Steeler-Oakland game. Don't forget, at Gate A, you can get your tickets for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday's Cubbing Rodeo. All 3 games at 7:35, plus the Championship Series games, Saturday, Sunday next. Stahl, a big swing by Sangy on a pitch way away from him. Strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, 1 on. Stargell, 5th inning, 4-0 New York. They knocked Brett out of the box in the 2nd inning. Sangy twists away from one in off the elbow. Ball 1, strike 2. Ray Sadecki was to pitch today, but he's got a bad back. So they brought on Apodaca. And he is topping it to us for the moment. The 1-2 pitch. Inside, ball 2, 2-2. Sangy started to chase one, but held off it. I thought I heard him say the Cardinals lead 3-2 in the 4th, and the Cubs are still batting. Got one in the 4th. The Cubs have got one in the 4th and still batting. 2 balls, 2 strikes to St. Guillen. Stargell at first, 1 out, 4-0 Mets. Apodaca. And Sangy swung on a fastball right down the middle and missed it. That's 4 strikeouts now. Here's Ed Kirkpatrick popped up to the catcher Dyer in the 3rd inning. Bucks are due in tonight around 9 o'clock, and there's no way we're going to be anything but the worst that can happen is tied for first. That's the worst. High, ball 1. Why don't we think positively and go home leading by 2? Win this one. One ball and no strikes. Apodaca delivers. Spanky hits a chop to Theodore at first, and we're down weakly. Standing a runner, go to the bottom of the 5th. 4-0 New York.
It's that time of year again. All the great shows are on TV. The superstars, spectaculars, exciting games. And that's the time Admiral brings you that once-a-year chance to save in their annual reel sale. You can save big money this month on the TV you need for your family. A black and white portable, just the right size for the kids' room or the den. Or look at that honey of a portable with Super Solar Color. Admiral brings you sale prices on 100% solid-state console TV, too. Bright 25-inch pictures in a set with all the features, like color master control, double-sided cabinet, and, well, believe me, it's really loaded, but the price is really something else. Admiral real sale prices are the lowest of the year on portable TV, on console TV, and on console stereo, too. See them all and hear about those low real sale prices at your nearest Admiral dealers this week.
single, moved up on a grounder by Tyson, and scored on a 2-out single by Brock. And he got his 118th steal, by the way, before the inning was over. And now the Cardinals, batting in the fifth, lead the Cubs 3-2. In the eighth inning, Cleveland batting. The Yankees are on top of Cleveland 10-0. Now, the way the Cubs scored, Madlock led off with his 9th home run. So it's 3-2 Cardinals. Madlock's got a vendetta to go there, and he tripled and knocked him out of the box the other day. Here's Benny Aiello, 0 for 1. Popped a second, drove in a run with a sacrifice fly to right. And Larry Demery lays it over there for a strike. Milwaukee leading Baltimore 2-0 on a 2-run homer by Don Money in the fifth. There's a slammer toward right. Just coming fast, is not going to get it. So he's got a base hit. That's hit number 6. And that is the first hit off Larry Demery. The Met damage, they did it to Brett. Here's Theodore, lined to left field and bounced out to second. New York leading 4-0. Come on, Hooverize these guys. Let's get a double play. Demery checks his runner, Aiello. Theodore wanted a bunt. Boy, did he run that ball inside on him. Again, it's 2-0. Giants lead the Dallas Cowboys 7-0 in the second period. And the Orleans and Atlanta tied 7-7. 2-0 pitch. Ball 3. Theodore up to bunt has now worked the count to 3-0. And walk. Now they have 2 on and then out, and the batter is going to be Martinez, who tripled over the head of Zisk in the second inning. Scored a run, 1 of 4. They got off Brett in that inning. And then he grounded out to second base. John Moreland getting up again. Kirkpatrick holding. Now breaks, waiting for the bunt. And it's fouled back. We have runners at first and second, and Ed was holding the runner at first. I would think he'd play up inside unless he thought we were going to trick play and try to pick him off. Now he's playing up in. 0-1 here to Martinez. Demery. Keeson has joined. There's a ball hit back through the middle for a base hit. Coming on fast is Al Oliver, and they'll score another run. They lead 5-0. So they have runners at first and second, and then out, and the Mets now on top 5-0. Bruce Keeson has joined Moreland. And this is now getting a little bit on the alarming side as Dyer, who singled a drive and a run later scored, is 1 for 2. And we'll have to play again as though he might be bunting. He tried to bunt and then swung away and rammed it right through the box. Theodore off second. Martinez off first. The pitch. Dyer takes it over the plate, but low, ball 1. Yankees batting in the 9th inning. They lead Cleveland 10-0. Cincinnati's come on to go in front of the Reds. 3-2. They got to win it or they're out. Dodgers are idle. The 1-0. And it's hit off the right side. Overgrows Stennett. Steps on second. Throws to first. Double play. Over to third is Theodore. 2 down, a run in. 5-0 Mets. The batter will be Garrett. Double to right and walk. Scored a run. put Garrett on. This will be the 6th walk to go to Apodaca. And the mistake we made there was walking Apodaca accidentally in the 2nd inning. That hurt. Apodaca will be coming up in a moment. Walked and scored, bounced out to short. Mets are leading 4-0 before 5-0 before the largest crowd of the year here at Shea. We haven't had a base hit off Apodaca through 5. We've had some base runners on walks. All right, Demery ready, and here comes the pitch. Right on the inside corner for a strike. Larry reading his sign, saying he sets low and away. It's a chopper to third. Hebner has it. He'll go on to Stennett. He'll step on second. Garrett is forced, besides retired, to get a run on 2 hits, stand a pair. We go to the 6th, 5-0 New York.
Hello, everybody. This is Mike Lang, voice of the Penguins, with an invitation to get the best seat in the house at the Civic Arena. Now's your chance to get a full or partial season ticket to see the exciting Pittsburgh Penguins. In the winter of '74, the Penguins have a ticket plan that's made for every fan. Season tickets, as you know, guarantee the seat that you want, and you have the option to buy the tickets for the playoffs. If you'd like the partial season ticket plan, you can choose your own seat, get a discount rate on parking, plus pick the 20 games that you want to see. To take advantage of the partial season ticket plan, this reminder, you must place your order by October 1st. So stop at the Penn's office at the Civic Arena or phone 281-0555. The number again, 281-0555. From the opening face-off to the Stanley Cup playoffs, you can see it all. And get the best seat in the house for the best hockey on ice with a Penguins full or partial season ticket.
See today's Pittsburgh Press for convenient season ticket application.
Well, we're going to be making some changes in our batting here in a moment. And while Apodaca warms up and the Mets lead 5-0, let's take 20 seconds for our local station.
The Pirates have really got to put it together now. And if you want them to drive for 5 and take the World Series, too, now's the time to back the bus. Show them we're with them all the way. KDKA thinks Pirate baseball is a serious business.
Paul Popovich is going to bat for Frank Tavares. Gene Kleins is on deck. He'll bat for Demery. This probably will be our last day on our stations in the South, WTRL, the voice of the Pirates in Bradenton. Unless, of course, they decide to take the championship series starting next Saturday, and we got to get in there first. Cubs are batting in the bottom of the 5th, where the Cardinals lead there 3-2. That's Curtis and Stone. Paul Popovich bats for Tavares, pops up the first pitch, and third baseman Wayne Garrett. Now they'll bring up Kleins. He'll bat for Demery. This guy, I guess, shuts us out of the no-hitter. Well, I'm not going to say anything.
The game, I'd say.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything rash. Worst can happen. We go home tied for first. That's just the worst. I got a funny feeling if we are to lose this game, the Cardinals aren't going to win theirs either. And then we play the Cubbies for 3 while they're up there seeing what Mock can do to dazzle them. As he smells third-place money, he's whipping Philadelphia 4-0. You know, the Phillies have only scored 1 run in 18 and 22 innings against Montreal. Kleins takes it on the corner. And Rogers, Torres, and Rinko are waiting for the Redbirds. Ball 1, strike 1. Line slams to right and has a base hit. We broke the no-hitter. And they boo. They don't like that.
He made a career here in 1970 hitting against this ball club and in this ballpark. I think he went 5 for 5 pinch hitting against the Mets in 70.
Now the batter, Rennie Stennett. He grounded to second. He struck out. We got a couple of guys on, and somebody's got to go ding-a-ling. That's what we got to do. Pick them up in bunches.
A couple mid-airs that help keep it going.
The Reds lead the Giants 3-2. Giants bat in the fifth. The Reds don't win this one. It's all over. Here's the pitch. And it's a slammer into the glove of Millan. What a play by Millan. Holy Toledo. I don't know how he got that. But he did. Here's Hefner, walked and grounded out to first. He made a whale of a play. That's the kind of a play you figure Millan would make.
If you're pitching a good ball game, those are the kind of plays you get. Apodaca's having one of those afternoons.
He's got his atom ball working right at somebody in the Mets infield. So Hefner standing in with 18 homers.
That's a third line drive out.
Yep. Get one out of here, Rich, and let's make it 5-2. The pitch. Started to swing on a curve inside a ball. One ball and no strikes. 5-0 Mets. We're in the sixth inning. Apodaca delivers. Outside, ball 2. Walk him and let Oliver ring one. We got to get some points up there in a hurry, Nell.
Well, we're getting late in the afternoon, Rob.
Yep. Ball 2 and no strikes. Apodaca. 5 and 6 on the year. Hebner pops left center. Coming up, Ayala. And he drops the ball. And Hebner going to second, finds he's going to score. How about that? A can of corn, he drops the ball for a 2-base error.
Said we need a little bit of help. We got a big help.
Now hit one, Al.
Well, I'll say to Gene Klein's credit, he ran all the way, and he came in and scored.
Hit one out, Al. I haven't seen back-to-back home runs in a long time for us. Now would be the time. The pitch to Oliver. Hits it off the right side. Over goes Millan. He's up. He throws. They'll get it. But we got to run. Boy, I'll tell you, that catch that he made on Stennett turned out to be a very big play, the one Millan made. Follow that one up with the air, and we got 2 runs in. But give Millan credit for a brilliant play. 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. The Mets lead 5-1.
How would you like to see Old Blue Eyes, Frank Sinatra, in concert Wednesday night, October 9th? Just enter the KDKA Old Blue Eyes contest.
'Cause I only have eyes.
When we call you, all you've got to do is name the musical blue-eyed artists we'll play.
Doesn't anybody know those
And if you're a winner, you've got 2 tickets to see Old Blue Eyes. Send us your name, address, and phone number. The address, Old Blue Eyes, KDKA Pittsburgh, 15222. Identify our Blue Eyes and see Frank Sinatra Wednesday night, October 9th at the Civic Arena.
KDKA's Call for Action gets things done. If you've got a consumer problem, Call for Action volunteers will either resolve your complaint themselves or direct you to the agency that can help you. Next time, remember KDKA's Call for Action, 333-9370. Call for Action, weekdays 11 to 1.
Yeah, the Pirates have come on with John Moreland, the right-hander who has yet to win this year. His record 0-3. This is his 39th appearance, all of them in relief. And on average, 4.02. The other change, Paul Popovich goes to shortstop, replacing Frank Taveras. Getting a bit cloudy here again. The umpire is a bit concerned, looking up behind us over the First base side to the western part. I don't know whether it's raining up there or not, Robert, but it's getting dark.
Well, let's not have any of that. Cubs are batting in the bottom of the fifth, where the Cardinals lead 3-2. Phillies batting in the fifth, where Montreal's got them popped 4-0. Reds are batting in the fifth, where they lead the Giants 3-2, and if the Reds don't win that one, they can pop the bubbly in Los Angeles or wherever they're going. A little upset in the making. The New York Giants leading the Dallas Cowboys 14-0 at half. We didn't think it was. So Marlin now working here to the head of the order, Don Hahn, who has 1 hit in 3 at-bats and a run batted in. John into the windup, and it's slammed down to stand it off his glove into right for a base hit. Buffalo comes on to beat the New York Jets 16-12. Baltimore came back with 3 runs to take a lead over Milwaukee 3-2. Boy, in the last 25 or 30 games, Baltimore has come from behind to win ball games in unbelievable fashion, showing that they're the mark of a fine ball club. Here's Mian with a double in 2 at-bats. Sacrificed in between. Goes to sacrifice this time, took it up inside, ball 1. Mets leading here 5-1, 6th inning. Have a runner on in Don Hahn, none out. Marlin goes to first. Make that into a record. The pitch, and it's hit away out in the left, coming up past Estagio, running very hard, and he's not going to be able to get it. It's just a little bloop. Mian got a bloop into left field. Now they got 2 men on to Rusty Staub, who's walked twice and lined out to first. They had the lights on earlier in the game. They turned them off. They may have to turn them back on. I think that's what plate umpire Doug Harvey was double-checking. So Staub now is up with 2 men aboard. And John Marlin. Jim Minchell is up for us now. Pitch to Staub's a let-up. It's on the outside corner for a strike. Cardinals are batting in the 6th inning. They lead 3-2 in Chicago. Curtis and Stone there. Home run. Madlock. 118 stolen bases. Brock. All right, the 0-1. Staub watches the fastball tail outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Milwaukee now batting in the 6th inning, where Baltimore leads 3-2. Detroit's on top of Boston 7-4. That'll put them out if they hold it. Cleveland has gone down. The Yankees have swept the series 10-0. All they can do now is just sit and hope that Milwaukee will beat Baltimore. Burton was quoted here saying, we got a sweep. He's got 3 more games to play, and they play at Cleveland. Or they play 2 more. They play in Milwaukee. They beat Milwaukee. Somewhere along the line, Baltimore's got to lose 1 of their remaining 3. Staub hits a high chop up towards short. Popovich has the ball go behind him, and they'll get another run, and the runner will go to third. Paul trying to short hop the ball, and it went in behind him into left field. Let's see what they rule. They ruled a base hit. And a run batted in. So the Mets are leading now 6-1. Mian's at third. And Ayala. second. Dove in a run with a sacrifice fly, single in the fifth, and scored. And Moreland now in some big trouble with runners at first and third. Ruling that one a base hit by Staub is kind of unbelievable. Don't want to put an error on Paul, but that one you got to feel. Just a high bouncing ball in the infield. And then it went under his glove in the left. Curveball in there for a strike for Moreland. That's leading now 6-1. We've only had one hit. That was Gene Klein, single to right as a pinch batter. Moreland again ready. Moves him off the plate with an inside delivery. 1 ball, 1 strike. Once again, Moreland ready, and the 1-1 pitch. Foul straight back, 1-2. Cardinals have picked up another run, now lead 4-2, still batting in the 6th over Chicago. They win and we lose, it'll be tied when we come home to play Chicago 3, and they go to Montreal for 3, and it'll be settled in the last 3 games of the regular season. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Right back off the glove of Moreland, out into center field for a base hit. Ayala singles right off the glove of Moreland, who stabbed at it like he was a pastry cook. And they are clobbering the Buccos here. Now lead 7-1, and the batter will be Theodore, and Osborne's coming out. Has 4 straight hits and 2 runs off Moreland. Have come about. One of them should have been retired for now, but they ruled base hit for some reason or other. And it looks like that's going to be all for him, and they're going to come on with Mitchell. Although Osborne has yet to signal for him. They give the ball to Don. He wants Mitchell. Last couple of times out, Nellie, Moreland's had all kinds of trouble.
Yeah, he had a tough time, and it's just been a long year for John. He was a much better pitcher last year than he is this season. I wish I could tell you the reason for that, and I'm sure John would like to find it, too. He pitched much better baseball last year, and I guess maybe just in the starting rotation. He was a better pitcher. As a relief pitcher, he just hasn't fared too well at all. That was an old story. When you get into a ball club's bullpen early, you're going to get some runs. And the Mets are doing that. They chased Brett. A couple of runs off Demery, 1 run off Larry, and John Morley. They haven't been able to get anybody out. They've already gotten 2 runs. They have runners on at first and second, and we're going to look at Jim Mitchell. Last time Mitchell worked, I'm sure that the butterflies had to be stirring around in his tummy a bit. That was that 13-12 ball game in St. Louis. And to be truthful with you, he pitched pretty well that night. He deserved a much better fate. He came on and got Joe Torre to bounce to second base, but a throwing error by Stennett got him on and threw in 2 runs. He wound up the losing pitcher, as Torre was the eventual winning run in that ball game. But Mitchell had a good appearance in that one. That was his first good outing for the Bucs. He throws a forkball, a fastball, and a pretty good slider. But primarily, pretty good live arm. This fella has a chance to be a pretty good major league pitcher, I think. Well, while we got the opportunity as the Pirates go to their 4th pitcher and trailing 7-1, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Pirates Baseball Network.
All the good sports are on Pirates, KBGE, Pittsburgh.
Pitching staff this year suffering, no doubt about that. Last year, the loss of Steve Blass was most noticeable. This year, the inability of Ken Brett to pitch the second half of the season. Doc Ellis out here in the month of September. And there just doesn't seem to be any kind of depth at all in the bullpen, other than, of course, the short men in Ramon Hernandez and also Dave Justy. Demery has done a pretty fair job in some long relief roles, but he's been about the lone bright spot so far. And It's pretty difficult to lose guys the caliber of a Doc Ellis or a Kenny Brett or Bob Moose or Steve Blass and to fill those holes up in a one-year span. And the Pirates are going through that right now. Moose, by the way, is down in Florida. Hopefully his arm coming around. And Steve Blass, of course, is still, I guess, one of the big unsolved mysteries in sports in the last 2 years. And whether he'll ever pitch is still a question mark. Now we're set to go. Minshaw to go against George Theodore. The Mets lead 7-1. Stobbs at second. Yale was at first, and here's Bob Prince.
Cardinals have increased their lead to 7-2. Tyson single moved up on a sacrifice, but Stone threw that away, enabling Tyson to score. As Curtis went to second, Kessinger dropped Sizemore's pop-up for an error. Jose Cruz hit a 3-run pinch hit home run. And the Cards are still batting and wrapping the Cubbies 7-2 as we're getting popped here 7-1. The batter will be Theodore. He's 0 for 2, and he walked Minchell with 2 men aboard. Getting darker by the minute out here again. Sends it inside, ball 1. So if it stays the way it is, we are going to be home tonight, and the Cardinals will go on to Montreal. We'll play Chicago Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and we'll settle the National League East, starting out dead even tomorrow night. Here's Minchell on the 2-0. And it's hit off the left side. Over goes Popovich. Throws to Stennett on to first. Fine double play. And over to third unmolested. Staub. Two down to Martinez, who tripled and scored, bounced to second, and singled and drove in a run. Cubs are now batting, trailing by 5 runs, 2-7, in their 6th inning. Well, what more could you ask for? Yeah, you want to be greedy and you'd like to do it. We've won thus far 3 straight here.
5 or 6 on the trip.
5 out of 6 on the trip. That isn't bad at all. And this isn't over, you know. We've been known to score more than 6 runs in an inning. Forkball miss from Mitchell. Ball 1. But if it stays the way it is, you come on out Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. You'll find us out there going at it against Chicago. We're going to get Bonham tomorrow night. That's a cinch. And it'll be a big ball game, as Montreal will be playing the Cardinals in Montreal. Ball 2 and no strikes here to the right end batting Martinez with 2 out. Rusty Staub is at third. Ball grounded to short. Big hop up for Poppy. Throws for the out to retire the side. 2 runs for New York on 4 hits, no errors. And 1 left. End of 6. It's 7-1 New York. Hey, if your car's been acting like a 3,000-pound weakling lately, maybe it's time that you brought it into a Delco dealer for a tune-up. If it needs one, your Delco service man can do the job. He'll let you know what it'll cost to have your engine running fine again. He'll check compression, adjust ignition timing and carburation. Another thing, if new parts are needed, you'll get the best from a Delco man. Delco Remy ignition and electrical components, Delco carburetor parts, and Delco wires and cables. So if you're planning a vacation, plan on letting a Delco service man check your car. Let him check it over before you go. The more you know, the more you'll want Delco. For all your Delco tune-up parts, contact Penn Hills Auto Parts at 119 Penn Oak Drive in Penn Hills, Valley Auto Parts Company, 329 Airbrake Avenue in Wilmerding, and Cozell Auto Parts, 2774 South Park Road in Bethel Park.
Well, the Bucks are way behind here, 7-1, and the Cardinals leading 7-2 in Chicago. It means that we've got 3 more innings to do some catching up here against Bob Apodaca, who has allowed only 1 hit, 1 earned run over the 6th inning. Shows you the kind of pitching he's done. As I mentioned earlier, the month of September, you find some pitchers who haven't done anything at all suddenly coming along and pitching a ball game that is uncommon for them. It's certainly uncommon for Apodaca. Pirates beat Jerry Kuzman, John Matlack, and Tug McGraw. And you figure, man, you got through those 3. And a guy named Apodaca. Well, that's what makes baseball a rather interesting ball game. Stargell swings and misses to open up the 7th inning. Strike 1. He has walked twice in the 2nd and 5th inning. Getting cloudy again. And the lights have come back on. Willie fouls into the third base side over the Pirate dugout. And the count of 0-2. Milwaukee got a run in the sixth inning, and they tied Baltimore 3-3. Money had given them a 2-0 lead, but the Orioles came right back with 3 to take the lead. But it's now tied 3-3. Pitch up high on Willie, and the count of ball and 2 strikes. Zisk on deck to be followed by St. Guillen. But the inability of Ken Brett for the third consecutive start to have a good outing has the Bucks in a hot water here. Curveball taken by Willie, strike 3. Tough strikeout by Apodaca. That'll bring up Zisk, who's 0 for 2. Zisk was called out on strikes in the second, fly to center in the fifth. You can't recall the year, Robert, when it's been such an emotional up and down, one game to the next during the course of the season. Zisk fouls out of play for a strike.
Yeah, one time you think you got it locked, and you turn around, and the next thing you know, you're way down in the bottom of the valley. But we can go home tonight knowing we're no worse than dead even with the Cardinals if it stays the way it is, Millie.
It's down to a 3-game season again. The 0-1 pitch in there at the knee, taken by Zisk, strike 2. Pirates had 13 hits yesterday. But Throttle here this afternoon, he only hit a pinch hit by Gene Clines in the sixth inning. This wraps to short, and Martinez plays it into an error. He never did get his hand on that ball. That's an error charged to the shortstop, Teddy Martinez. And that's first or second error of the ball game. Never odd scoring in this ball game. Staub hit a ball. It's Paul Popovich, I'm sure, would tell you that he had to make a play on, but he didn't. They gave Staub a base hit and an RBI on the ball. It actually had a hard time getting past the grass at shortstop. St. Guillen, the batter, hits the second base, and Leon will turn it into 2 over to Martinez. Double play. That ends the Bucks in the seventh inning. The third double play for New York. And Apodaca having himself an easy afternoon here. We have stranded only 2 over the front 7. Now the Pirates go into the bottom of the seventh inning. New York leads 7-1. New York leads 7-1.
You know, the old gunner here has been doing the Pirate play-by-play for Iron City now for 18 years. Great years. Just filled with exciting moments. Great players and a lot of fine, fine fans. You know, something I've learned over the years is that baseball fans know their beer, and they like it. That's why they've helped make Iron City beer the #1 beer around here year after year. Of course, it's tough to put your finger on any one reason, but maybe it's because Iron City is made with more ingredients, and all those ingredients are the very best a good beer ought to have. So when you start into a tall, frosty glass of Iron City beer, you know it's an Iron City, because you can't miss that rich, full flavor, that lively tang, that beautiful creamy head, that real honest-to-goodness beer taste. You take it from the gunner. If you want to sink your thirst into the best beer around here, you've got to get the #1 beer, Iron City. Yes, my friends, pour on the iron.
Duffy Dyer, Wayne Garrett, and Bob Apodaca will bat in the seventh inning against Jim Minshall, who came on to get out of the sixth inning after Moreland was touched up for 4 consecutive hits before leaving. He didn't retire anybody. The pitcher of record, however, Kenny Brett, who only went 1 inning here this afternoon, and he was knocked out in the second. Kenny just physically not the same pitcher, and that's a tough thing. If Mr. Brett is healthy, he's a good pitcher to have going for you. But physically, Kenny evidently still feeling the miseries of that bad elbow. The Cardinals lead the Chicago Cubs 7-2. Montreal leads Philadelphia 5-3. That's in the bottom of the sixth inning, both ball games. Cincinnati, whose magic number is down to 1, leading San Francisco 3-2 into the bottom of the sixth inning. American League scores. New York already has beaten Cleveland 10-0. Rudy May on a 4-hitter struck out, I think, 13 or 14. Milwaukee and Baltimore tied 3-3. They're in the bottom of the 6th inning. The pitch to Dyer is a fork ball away, ball 1. New York win and a Baltimore loss will put New York into first place by a half game. Dyer bounces foul off third. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mitchell's been banging around for a number of years and suddenly found some success last season. Steve Blass was talking about him, not how well he threw the ball down there. When Steve came back up late in August in our coast trip. He has now joined the ball club. Jim Mitchell. Ground ball, the shortstop. Popovich has got it, and that'll retire Dyer. Mitchell hit him right on the fist with a good fastball. Mitchell played high school basketball with Dave Callender of the Boston Celtics. Him a big fella, 6'5", 6'6", about 215-pounder from Kentucky. Wayne Garrett, we haven't had him out today, and very few times in this series. The double and scored a run, walked in the 3rd, walked in the 5th. See if Mitchell can find the secret. Foul, back out of play, strike 1. Wayne making his salary drive here is something. He was struggling, I'll tell you, until last weekend in Pittsburgh. Hitting around 210, 215. The 0-1 delivery. Changeup way up high, ballooning pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mitchell with the mustache, not quite like Raleigh fingers, but similar to it. The 1-1 pitch up high and a count of 2 balls and a strike. Seven-1 lead for New York. 7th inning and a fastball runs in on Garrett. The count goes to 3 balls and a strike. Cubs still bat in the 6th inning. The Cardinals lead 7-2. The 3-1 pitch, high fly to left field. Easy play for Woody Stargell. That'll retire Wayne Garrett. First time we've gotten him out this afternoon. Mets are in with 11 hits off an assortment of 4 Pirate pitchers. 5 off Breton in an inning. 2 off Demery and 4, who pitched the best ball. John Moreland didn't retire anybody, gave up 4 hits, and Mitchell now has retired 5 in a row. Napadaka, the batter, gets a good hand from the overflow crowd here at Shea Stadium. He's the leading pitcher, winning here 7-1. Lines on the center field. Oliver playing it perfectly, taps the glove, he's got it. And the Mets get down in order in the 7th inning. Well, we've completed 7. We go to the 8th inning, and New York leads 7-1.
Hey, how many times have you heard me talk about the new cowhide baseball and how strange it seems not to call it the horsehide? Well, my friends, it's still the old pilota, just a different package. Sort of like the new half a case of Iron City beer. Yes, Iron City beer now comes in a brand new package, half a case. But it's still the same rich, hearty Iron City beer that you've been enjoying all along. It's just that now you can buy 12 cans of ice-cold, thirst-beating Iron City beer in one convenient, easy-to-carry package. And you know what makes it even more convenient? Well, you can buy it right at your friendly neighborhood tavern. You can't beat that now, can you? So the next time you're enjoying a frosty draft or 2 of Iron City beer in your favorite tavern, remember to take some of that great beer pleasure home with you. Just ask the man for a half a case of Iron. And when you're really ready to pour it on, my friend, well, you know what to do. Hey, you just pour on that Iron.
For the Pirates in the 8th inning, Kirkpatrick, Popovich, and a pinch hitter for Mitchell. Mitchell did his job. He went 2 innings. No runs, no hits, no strikeouts, and no walks. Kirkpatrick and Apodaca. Kirkpatrick he's 0 for 2. Popped to the catcher and grounded to first. Papadakis' delivery. Kirky started to run up like he was going to bunt. Ball one high. Down low, ball 2-0. Jimenez and just elucidating for the Bucks. As our pitcher Mitchell scheduled third batter here in the 8th. Ball outside to Spanky, 3-0. The New England Patriots have knocked off the Los Angeles Rams 20-14. Man, oh brother, they're undefeated. They beat Miami, won last weekend, and just knocked off Los Angeles. Here's the 3-0. He's walked, Spanky. That is 4 walks. Plunkett's having a good time along with some other guys on that club. Here's Paul Popovich. He is 0 for 1. Cubs been out a long time in the 6th with the Cardinals lead 7-2. Philadelphia batting in the 7th. Montreal leading there 5-3 in the battle for third place money. Baltimore batting in the 6th, where it's 3-3 with Milwaukee. Yankees have already won 10-0 over Cleveland. Rudy May threw a 4-hitter, struck out 13. On the outside corner to Poppy for a call strike. Miguel Delaunay on deck. Paul grounding down towards second. It takes a funny hop, but Mian throws it just in time for the out on Kirkpatrick, 4-6. And that'll bring up Delaunay to bat in place of Mitchell. Mets leading here, 7-1. We've only had 1 hit. Klein's got a pinch hit single in the 6th inning. That's the only thing we've had. And he scored as a result of Ayala dropping the ball hit by Hebner to left. For what would have been the 3rd out of the inning. Left-hand batting, Miguel Delaunay. One ball and no strikes. Hits a looper out into shallow left. Ayala running over hard is there. It's the longest Papadakis pitched in his career. Here now is Stennett. Stennett is 0 for 3. Line to the short second baseman in the 6th inning, and a great catch by Mian.
Second baseman running, Stennett, number 6.
Now the Reds are out in front of the Giants 6-2. Bench hit his 33rd homer. All right. Pitch. Stennett hammers a foul over third. Milwaukee batting in their 7th, 3-3 Baltimore. Detroit beating Boston 7-4 in the Boston 9th. That'll put them away if they lose it. Fly ball right field and stop. It's going to put us away. At the end of 7.5, we're down 7-1.
Say, when do you enjoy a beer the most? After working in the yard? In the evening at your friendly neighborhood tavern? Or maybe just sitting back, relaxing, enjoying a ball game? Well, if you really like beer, you probably enjoy it all those times. And your beer is probably Iron City. Why? Well, it's simple. Because Iron City beer packs more of what a beer drinker wants most. Flavor. Rich, hearty, robust, real beer flavor. The kind of flavor that comes from using all natural ingredients and brewing them with the most care humanly possible. Yes, that's what Iron City beer is all about. It has flavor that's refreshing after a tough bout with the lawn, flavor that's relaxing after a long day's work, and flavor that keeps coming on beer after frosty beer, even into extra innings. Yes, sir, for pure beer enjoyment, you can't beat Iron City. So stop by your favorite distributors and pick up a case of 12 or 16-ounce returnable bottles. When you're really ready to pour it on, pour on the Iron.
We're going to bring on Jimenez now. Pitching here in the eighth to Hahn, Millan, and Staub. Mitchell went 2 innings, 0 the board. We return home tonight, get in around 9 o'clock. No matter what happens here and in Chicago, we're assured of a first-place tie. And if the Cubs should rally and go on to win it, we'd still be leading by 1. So Juan Jimenez now, Brett's the loser. They clobbered him in 1 inning for 4 runs. Demery for 1, and Moreland, they couldn't get anybody out. Mitchell did his job. So, you folks, I'd be out there Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. You'll see the National League Championship decided right there at Three River Stadium. There's a very good possibility that you may have to come out Thursday at 1 o'clock and see the Cardinals and the Pirates play for the title. They win their remaining 3, and we win our remaining 3. It's a tie. We win 2 out of 3, they win 2 out of 3. There's so many combinations. What has to happen to decide it when we go home to play Chicago 3 and they go to Montreal to play 3 is St. Louis has got to win 2 out of 3 and we got to lose 2 out of 3 for them to win it or vice versa.
Center field is on Hahn.
You can't draw it much closer than that, can you? The games at Three Rivers will all be at 7:35, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And I think they're going to bring Bonham at us tomorrow night. He had been scheduled to go against the Cardinals. They switched to Stone. Jimenez, a right-hander, throws it high, ball 1 to Hahn. He's 2 for 4. Bouncer down third, fair ball. Hebner up, throws nicely, and a great play by Hebner. 1 out. Paid attendance here today, 50,653. Largest crowd of the season, 50,653. The Eagles beat the Baltimore Colts 30-10, and the Oakland Raiders lead the Steelers 7-0 in the first period. Here's Millan now with a double, a single, in 3 at-bats and a run scored. Jimenez inside corner for a strike. Nothing in 1 as Juan Jimenez, the right-hander, gets the sign from Sangy. Sends a pitch high, 1-1. Milwaukee batting in the 7th. They're tied with Baltimore, 3-3. The Yankees beat Cleveland 10-0. 2 sweep that series. Ground ball wide at third. Hebner up nicely, throws him out. Pulling up Rusty Staub. He walked twice, lined to first, and then beat out what they called an infield single to drive in a run in the 6th inning. Ball 1. The Cubs have been out a long time. They've knocked out Curtis, and Alan Raboski is on for the Cardinals in the 7th, where the Cardinals lead 7-2. So the Cubs are kicking up a ruckus somewhere. Down underneath the knees to Staub, ball 2, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes. Milwaukee doesn't score. Baltimore in the seventh, tied 3-3. Here's the 2-0. Stop watching a strike. Montreal batting in the seventh. Battle for third-place money. Montreal leads there 5-3. They'll play the Cardinals Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday while we're home playing Chicago. 2 balls and a strike to Stout. And he slams it to Stennett, leaps up and grabs him for the out. So we go now to the ninth inning, and the Expos lead, that is the Mets lead 7-1.
You know, when a pitcher's out there on the mound, he has to do a lot of things right at the same time. He has to pick the right pitch, throw it at the right speed, and put it in the right spot. And if he's doing even one of those things wrong, chances are he's going to be treated to an early shower. The combination has to be there. And it's the same way with beer. Making a great beer, like Iron City, requires a combination that has to be just right. Take ingredients. Iron City beer is made with all natural ingredients. The barley, hops, everything is natural. But that by itself is not enough, because it takes care. And an understanding of what their customers want in a beer. Yes, Iron City beer is brewed with extreme care right here in Pittsburgh by people who understand a beer drinker's taste bud. And it all adds up to rich, robust, full-bodied Iron City beer. And it's waiting for you right now at your favorite distributor and your friendly neighborhood tavern. Enjoy all the goodness in Iron City beer. When you're really ready to pour it on, pour on the iron.
Well, here's our last pop at him. Hebner, Oliver, and Stargell against Apodaca. He's allowed one hit, a single to right by Kleins, and a pinch hitting role back in the sixth inning. And he has his pop 7-1. The Cubs are stirring up something out there in Chicago. They've knocked out Curtis, and they brought on Alan Raboski, who's pitched a lot of baseball in the last 5 or 6 games, and yesterday threw a ball away to help Cubs go on to win. And I'll tell you something else. They're going to need him up there in Montreal. We're not going to have any easy time with Chicago. They renewed Marshall's contract, by the way, as the manager of the Cubs for next year. Hebner is 0 for 2. Got on a 2-base error in the sixth inning when Ayala dropped the ball. We got our run. Apodaca high, ball 1. This is the longest he's ever pitched in his career. 8 innings. Now the 1-0. And on the corner, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike pitch. Swung on and foul back. 1-2. Ball 1 and strike 2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Grounded down to first base by Theodore and into right for a base hit. That's just our second hit. Here's Oliver 0 for 3. $50,653 paid here this afternoon. Being treated to a rare bit of pitching by Bob Apodaca thus far. Inside, throws it a short pass ball. Hebner will go up into second. Sure was. He had to backhand it and everything else. He got Jerry Cram up. He needed a net to try to catch that ball. The way things are going, the Reds are still alive. They're winning 6-2, and they could have been eliminated today. The Dodgers idle. Dodgers play Houston 3 games. All they got to do is win one, and the Reds got to lose one of the next 3, and it's all over. Now, that's practically a shoe-in, but you never know in this doggone game. 2-0. 3-0. Strike is called. 2-1. Chicago Chicago's been out a long time. So far, the Cardinals on top 7-2. They've switched to Alan Roboski. 2-1 pitch. Beat up first base side. Theodore has it. One out over to third, Hebner. That's up Stargell now. Walked twice and called out on strikes. Hebner off third. He's only the second man to get there. Off Apodaca, who's never pitched this long in his career. But he's mesmerized us here today. And leads 7-1. High fly, left field, Ayala. Hebner will tag. Man walking. Stargell has 96 ribbies, but 2 are down. Nobody on. And here's Zisk, who's 0 for 3.
Right fielder, number 22.
Bonham and Keeson go tomorrow night. Down inside ball 1. Cubs got a run, that's all. Cardinals lead 7-3, bat in the 8th inning. Stays the way it is. We come home dead even. And we'll decide the National League East at home while the Cardinals are in Montreal. Base hit up the middle by Zisk. That's just our third base hit. And that'll bring up Sanguin 0 for 3. Hit into 2 double plays today.
Catcher, number 35.
Apodaca. Waiting for Sanguin to get in there. Changed up, stays upstairs for a ball. One ball and no strikes. Sanguin pops it up. Running back is Theodore. Coming over Mian. Apodaca has won his ball game and his first complete game ever. A run for the Buccos on 2 hits, strand a runner. It's all over. They top us 7-2.
From a hitter's point of view, there aren't many things nicer than a big, fat, hanging curveball right up there in the old wheelhouse. Hey, it's enough to make them smack their lips in delight. Now, from a beer drinker's point of view, a big 16-ounce returnable bottle of Iron City beer packs that same kind of delight. Yes, sir, 16-ounce ice-cold ounces, I might say, of Iron City beer. Hey, it can really lay into a thirst. Just pop open one of those 16-ounce beauties and pour it into your favorite beer glass. You say if it's not one of the most inviting sights you've ever laid eyes on. Tall, frosty, sparkly, and golden. The mere sight of it is almost enough to scare off even a big thirst. And the flavor, of course, does the rest. Yes, my friend, there aren't many things nicer than the way a tall, ice-cold 16-ounce Iron City beer takes care of a thirst. So stop by your favorite distributor and pick up a case of Iron City beer in big 16-ounce returnable bottles. When you're really ready to pour it on, hey, pour on the Iron.
New York, that's run. The limit is 2 errors. Pittsburgh, 2 runs, 3 no errors. The winning pitcher, Bob Apodaca. Losing pitcher, Ken Brett.
Your baseball host is an Iron City beer. Well, not a very pleasant tale here today, Robert, but a pretty good road trip as we won 5 out of 7 and go back and to Pittsburgh tied for first. We left the game and a half up.
We just got to drive for 3 now. That's all you can say. And that's it. We're down to the final pump. Pittsburgh going down 7-2. New York 7-11-2. The Pirates 2-3-0. Apodaca all the way. Never did it in his life. Did it today. He's 6-6. Brett is 13-9. Behind him, Demery, Moreland, Mitchell, and Jimenez. So we come home, and we're going to be tied for first place unless the Cubs pull a miracle and come from better than 4 back to beat the Cardinals in the 8th inning now, trailing 3 runs to 7. I guess that's what a pennant race is all about, and the fans will be able to see it unfold before their very eyes starting tomorrow night, Nellie.
Well, I know we'll be on hand. If you can't get to the ballpark, we'll be on the radio with it tomorrow. It's Bruce Keesha to go against Bill Bond. This game was brought to you in part by Iron City Beer. When you're really ready to pour on the iron. By Daily Juice Natural Juice Products, natural fruit drink concentrate, and Daly's Cocktail Time cocktail mixes. By Joy, nature's high-protein food for dogs. Higher in protein, and it still costs less than most other brands. And by our Pirate Chrysler Plymouth dealer, who has immediate delivery on America's #1 selling compact. For Bob Prince and for engineer Earl Gordon, Nellie King saying so long from Shea Stadium. The final score, the Mets beat the Pirates 7-2. This is the Pirate Baseball Network.